Update. Am I the a-hole for saying if my wife wants to be a trad wife, she must always look her best, wait on me, and provide sex without question when asked? Original post. I'm 35 and my wife is 40. We've been together 15 years. The last couple of years she's really fell down the trad wife black hole, and it's driving me crazy. At first it started off with her saying she doesn't want to work anymore, and lately it has escalated to saying men who make their wives work are abusive. We both have well-paid jobs. I'm a self-employed builder with a team and earn around £100,000 a year. She works in management for the NHS and earns around £50,000 a year. We both work, I guess I should say worked for her, really hard and have no kids. And 3 years ago managed to pay our mortgage off and lived in a nice enough area where I would have happily stayed forever. She, however, suddenly wanted a massive house that we didn't need. I should have saw what was coming. She was looking at £700,000 houses, which would require a mortgage of £500,000 after we sold our house. I gave in and we bought a house. She then wanted a new car, which again I caved to, and she got a car that is worth more than she earns a year. She then decided she didn't want to work anymore. She said her job was crap, and I said take a lower paid one, then that you'll enjoy more. She said no, she just doesn't want to work full stop. She also doesn't want to give up anything she has. Over the past couple of years, it has been obvious she's trying to lose her job without leaving, despite me saying that I can't afford the house and car and holidays on my own. She started bringing this trad wife crap up, but said she'd want to hire a cleaner as the house is too big for her to clean alone, and she prefers my cooking to hers, so I'll still do all the cooking. So I said, you basically want to dress up pretty and bake the odd cake? She stormed off and said, I don't get it. She again brought it up yesterday, and I said fine, she can do it, but she's got to get up before me and make sure my breakfast is ready like in the videos she watches. She's got to be dressed as a sexy version of a 50s housewife, like in the videos she watches, from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I close them. The house must be spotless at all times, like in the videos she watches. I want huge packed lunches for work, like in the videos she watches. I want to come home and have beautiful pies and cakes ready for pudding like in the videos she watches. I want a bath ran for when I get in, and then come down to a proper meal every night, like in the videos she watches. I then want a foot rub while I eat the cakes and pies she makes like in the videos she watches. I also want sex on demand, how I want it when I want it like in the videos she watches. She called me abusive, a user, sexist, etc., and stormed out to her equally delusional sister's house. Don't get me started on her. I'll be honest, I'm ready for divorce if this carries on. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments before reading the update. At least you don't have kids, so divorce is easier. Probably best to do it while you're both still earning well, so there's no question of alimony. Not the a-hole. In a traditional household, women don't make no contribution. Their contribution is through domestic labor, while men provide financial value by going out and working. Her contribution would already be far below average, given that the bulk of the traditional wife's time is spent on children. She wants to make no contribution and is disguising it as trad wife. Exactly. She wants to be a kept wife, not a trad wife. Trophy wife, who is no prize. Get the divorce, mate. It'll be cheaper and less stressful than dealing with a crazy wife every minute of the day and night. It's not about the trad wife lifestyle. She simply doesn't want to work. She merely wants to sit on her backside, enjoy the things she has badgered you into paying for, and do nothing. There is a lot of this kind of crazy going around. It won't get any better either. What will it be next? Vacations on the French Riviera? A bigger, nicer, more expensive car? The list goes on and on. I am leaning this way, mate. I think a divorce is more likely than anything else at this moment in time. Luckily, she's afraid of flying, so I've managed to avoid the expensive holidays apart from the odd Eurostar trip to Paris. She makes me feel like a 10-pound millionaire, though, trying to be something we aren't. I know we are better off than most, but we don't earn footballers' money, which is what I think she aspires to. You are crazy to agree to the $700,000 house. You'll be okay, but it makes things so much tougher. If she wanted that, why not save up with the old house and then work up to the new one and both of you work together? That's what I suggested. With my job, we could have bought a cheese house, done it up and made some money, and then moved upward slowly and stayed debt-free. I have modified our house a bit, and it's probably worth £800,000 now, but it's still not a nice feeling having such a big mortgage and knowing she wants me to cover it alone. Dude, divorce her if she doesn't act normal. You sound like such a catch. Like, I don't like rushing with divorce, maybe marriage counseling first? But you have no kids, so you can easily split without drama. Be assertive, say no, say what you expect, and that you want to split if she doesn't go back to how she was. Say she has X amount of time, up to you, a month or two. I don't know about a catch. I've asked for couples counseling numerous times. She's not interested. Now for the update. I'd like to answer a few questions from my first post before an update. No, my requests were not serious, and I can't believe how many people thought they were. It was me trying to prove a point of how ridiculous she's being. Like I said in the comments, I don't want a maid or a slave. I want a partner. Before my wife got on this train, she was a very ambitious, career-driven person who wanted to climb to the top. She was never really on social media until the pandemic. The trad wife thing started a couple of years ago. A lot of people suggested couples counseling. I've asked many times and always get the same response. I don't need counseling. There's nothing wrong with me. On to the update. We spoke Saturday morning and I told her that I can't go on like this. I said to her bluntly the trad wife thing is never happening and she either accepts it and we go to couples counseling or we split up. I'm not dancing around her BS. She chose to split up. I asked her if she even really wanted to be a trad wife, or if she's just trying to force me away, like she's trying to force her job to sack her, because she doesn't have the balls to quit herself. She said yes, she does, and there's plenty of dating sites that cater to this dynamic. I told her I'd seen them, and they are more sugar daddy dynamics, and without being horrible, she's too old for that. This set her off. She said I'm wrong, and that I'm the one who can't support my wife, so I'm the bad one in the marriage, and a real man would be able to give her the life she wants. She was shouting and screaming this at the top of her lungs. It's about the only time I've been glad to be in our new house so the neighbors didn't hear. I got a bit petty at the real man comment and said, you can't cook, you can't clean, and you don't have sex. What part of being a trad wife do you offer? I then stole a comment from my last post and said she doesn't want to be a trad wife. She wants to be a trophy wife. She just said I'm unbelievable and has gone to her sisters again. I'm going to take the next couple of weeks and start talking to a divorce lawyer to see what this entails. Then once this ball has got rolling, I'm freaking off to Portugal for a couple of weeks to myself. You can't cook, you can't clean, and you don't have sex. What part of being a trad wife do you offer? LMAO, that is some serious burn. I'll be honest, it was a rehearsed line LOL. And totally correct, she offers nothing. She will be at her sister's for a long time. Wonder if the poor sister knows this. Yeah, not to be mean, but rich sugar daddy men aren't lining up for a 40-year-old. She's 40, and in the UK where there isn't a conservative trad wife or trophy wife culture, she's going to be divorced and on benefits in a crappy bedsit. Take care of yourself, OP, because she's intent on blowing up her life for some reason. I'm so here for the rude awakening. I really hope there's a part 3. Some women really don't understand the term trad wife. She just want to do nothing. No work, no housework, just spend and have fun. If your husband is on board with that, then it's not wrong. Internet really make us dumb. She needs therapy. My mom quit her job in order to have me. Stress caused miscarriage and etc. But she cooks and takes care of me and grandparents. Both were very sick during their last few years. She dedicated a lot, so after grandparents passed and I graduated, my mom lives just like how I describe. No work, no housework, unless she wants to do so. Multiple overseas trips per year, and mostly spend her time binge-watch C-drama. But the thing is, my dad thinks my mom deserves to live how she wants to after years of dedication for our family. Next story. Update. Am I the a-hole for wanting to leave my wife after the birth of my child? Original post. My wife, 32 female, and I, 34 male, have been married for 7 years. After a miscarriage, she admitted to me that she had multiple affairs over the last 4 years of our marriage. Her last affair ended a year ago. She begged for us to go to therapy to work on our marriage, but I refused to go. During this time, I had moved out of the house. Occasionally, I would go back to take care of the house and animals, and she would constantly try to manipulate me into coming back. I had every intention of getting a divorce, but the process is slow. I hated the betrayal I felt, but I also missed my wife during the separation. One thing led to another, and we had sex, and she got pregnant again. Shortly after the news came, I had to leave for work about 12 hours away from her. She would call to give me updates about the pregnancy and talk about our marriage. We were separated for majority of her pregnancy. I told her that I still wanted a divorce, but I would consider reconciling after the baby was born. After several months away from her, I came to the realization that I could not trust her, nor could I forgive her for her infidelity. I feel like the last 7 years of my life has been a lie. While I was away from her, I met someone and a relationship blossomed between us. I truly feel like I love this woman. She has been made aware that I am still married and that I have a baby on the way. My wife is not aware of my new girlfriend. Fast forward to a month ago, I had to go home for the birth of our baby boy. My wife has been pressuring me to reconcile, but I told her that I plan to divorce her again. After the birth of our baby boy, she has been blaming me for ruining our family because I don't want to stay with her and try to fix our marriage. I want to have a co-parenting relationship with my wife, but she is acting very erratic while I am here for our son. Am I the a-hole for wanting to leave my wife? Any advice on how to deal with this is appreciated. Now for the top comments before reading the update. One thing led to another. The English-speaking world's most popular euphemism for "I did something really stupid." DNA test that baby is first thing. Info. Are you sure the baby is yours? Yeah, I could see her knowing she was pregnant and seducing him to make him believe it's his to save their marriage. I mean, how can you trust someone who has several affairs in 4 years? Doesn't matter in some states if they're married. Where I live, if my wife gave birth to a baby not mine, I am still put on the birth certificate, and if I leave, I'll be paying child support. Baby is mine. Everyone sucks here. You knew you wanted out, yet you had sex without protection, and even led her on by allowing her to believe that you might reconcile later if she gave birth. Honestly, this is really poor decision-making on your part, and I think you need to work on yourself before entering into another committed relationship. Edit. Thank you all for the mixed reviews. It was expected. I will be talking with a lawyer and will update once I have a chance to talk to one. Appreciate the sound advice as well. Now for the update. Thank you all to those who did not think I was the a-hole here. It's been a rough 2 years. Here's how it went down. I took a paternity test, and my son is confirmed to be mine. I have filed for divorce, but the state in which I lived is very conservative and has a waiting period before it can be finalized. The divorce was filed as uncontested, and I will be paying child support while also staying in his life. I am selling our house, and she is moving to a state close by, where my son will only be a couple of hours away. This option also makes her closer to family. Custody arrangements will be updated once she has moved. This has been hard emotionally because she has blamed me for ruining our chance as a family and our son's future. It feels manipulative since I no longer want to be with her, and I've taken care of her our entire marriage. My wife still does not know about my girlfriend at the request of my girlfriend. As much as I want to integrate my girlfriend, this will take time to do, and I also felt like my wife doesn't have to know about her until everything has settled and the divorce finalized. It's been difficult for me being away from my son, but I do get to see him every day. I was there for his birth and 3 weeks afterwards. I will be taking leave again to spend more time with my son, take care of the house, the divorce, and to help get her and my son moved. I am glad this marriage is ending, and while it's tough right now with my son, the mutual goal is to have a co-parenting relationship. Despite the things my wife has said and her wanting to continue the marriage, I feel my son will be better off knowing what an actual loving relationship is. My girlfriend has been very supportive of me, and I'm ready to move on in my life with her. Trying to get any help or legal advice in the state we got married has been a nightmare and has been overall negative to the choice I have already made. The marriage is dead, but I will be in my son's life. I do not agree with the empty values there. Any advice on how to ensure a healthy co-parenting relationship without a lawyer is needed. Thank you all again. Not the a-hole, but you really should not have slept with your wife that last time without protection. This made everything much more complicated by giving her leverage. This, plus the fact he was furious at ex-wife for adultery, but just couldn't wait for the divorce to be finalized and have some patience before dating someone. He rushed into getting girlfriend while having an ongoing divorce and a baby on the way, and also conveniently hid he was with someone, using the excuse his girlfriend is the one who requested to him to not tell about her existence to the ex-wife. They knew what they were doing. Wasn't this what he was complaining about ex-wife too? Honestly, the only person I genuinely feel sorry for in all this story is their son. Same. Cheating is abuse, and I'm all for leaving someone who does it. But the moment he made that special sperm delivery, I no longer give a damn about his feelings here. That was a risk someone else who didn't choose anything will have to pay for the rest of their life, not to mention how messy he's being since then. Not the a-hole for ending the marriage, but a piece of advice. Don't commit to your new girlfriend. You don't know her. You thought you knew your wife of 7 years and you didn't. This says a lot about both of you. Take your time, and I mean a lot of time. Good luck. Right, she's a bit of a psycho for getting involved with a man in this predicament. Actually, I would have a really hard time trusting this guy. He said he was done with a cheating wife, but then he got her pregnant. He can't even trust himself. I feel bad for the kid with these two idiots as parents.